I am Heidi Benjaminson, your host of Confidence Coaching, a podcast for mothers who want more connection and calm. Life isn't a spectator sport. Success comes to those who show up every day with a pocket full of courage, grit, and a little sparkle. I'm glad you're here. Hello. Welcome to episode 145. What others think of us. How's everyone doing? I am pre-recording several episodes. I feel so good getting back to a somewhat regular schedule here. This podcast is one of the most important parts of my business, the most enjoyable. Well, second only to coaching my clients. And I know when this one is released, we will have moved into our new home. Oh, and it just makes me giddy. Creating and releasing episodes, it's actually helping me be distracted in these last weeks. I've learned a lot about patience and practiced a lot during this move, things that I'll hopefully learn these lessons and be able to share with you. And I'm very grateful and welcome the new listeners that I have. In this episode, I want to share a tool or perspective that I heard many months ago that has stuck with me and I ponder all the time. And it is this. Other people do not see us the way we are. They see us the way they are. Isn't that so good? Again, other people do not see us and see us exactly as we are or as we think we are. Other people, anyone, spouses, children, strangers on the street, they see us as they are. So what does this mean? It means we cannot take off the lenses through which we see the world, through which we experience other people. So by default, we see other people with the filter of our biases, life experiences, opinions, etc. We are all familiar with filters now that we have smartphones. The filters can change the lighting or features in Instagram, Snapchat, etc. Add things to your face. The person in the photo stays the same, yet changing the filter changes the picture. My daughter did not pass her eye exam at the doctor's a few months ago, so we went to the eye doctor and she needed glasses. Each eye or lens needed a slightly different prescription. When we picked up her glasses, she was elated and kept saying, "Oh, this helps so much. Oh, I didn't know that it said that." After wearing them to school, she said, "Oh, these help me so much." Her lenses changed and now she sees the world differently. The world didn't change, she changed. So this analogy, this object story of perspective and lenses, this is not groundbreaking. It's probably not that new to you, yet we often get too dependent on outside validation or approval from others. We can desire for others to like us more than we focus on liking ourselves. This is all human nature. So I want this episode to reground all of us. Understanding this concept helps us access grace and understanding and acceptance instead of being offended or hurt. This helps comments land in front of us and not land on us. When I had just had my first baby, I stopped working and I did not plan to go back to working full-time for a company. Carter was about 2 months old and I was at church one evening and a man who we were very good friends with, an older gentleman, he came up to me and joking around, or I think he thought he was saying this in jest, he said, "So, when are you going to start bringing value back to your family? You need to bring some income and value in." He used the word value. I was standing there with my 2-month-old beautiful baby. This is over 20 years ago, and I've always remembered how I paused physically and emotionally, and I let that comment hang right there in front of me. I felt the defensiveness, and also right away, I had this thought. This comment is about him. It's not about me at all. My mind quickly flashed in front of me the things that I knew about his childhood many, many decades before, that his mother had to work, that they were very, very poor. I knew that for him, the woman working meant survival. I also saw in that moment that his own first marriage and his own experience raising one child was not one where there was hands-on parenting or the type of parenting I wanted to do. That was not valued. I knew his half-joking was actually serious, but this moment of pause to see how this comment was about him and not about me helped me not respond defensively. It helped me not take offense. Did it hurt me in the moment? Of course, but I didn't hurt back. And I didn't change my decision or behavior or even change what I thought about my life choices because he saw me and my choices through a different lens. He saw me the way he is. That example brings us a question that we can ask ourselves when someone says something or does something that we don't like, we feel offended by, we don't understand. We can ask, what is this telling me about them? I've worked in volunteer situations or groups where other members of the group can be easily offended by decisions the leaders or other members make. I was working on an event with another volunteer, and she constantly shot down or criticized everything that the group or I offered as solutions and ideas. Everything. I ended up doubting my ideas for a while. Then I saw this volunteer in a few other situations and realized, oh, she doesn't like anything. That is the lens she sees the world through. She's critical of everything. I can be considerate of her comments and not take them personally or not doubt our ideas. I was able to recalibrate how I evaluated her opinions. And I didn't need to make her style be wrong or overly offensive. I could just see it as her lens. The same is true for the people we know who always have a kind word to say, always compliment or lift others up. When they go and compliment a stranger about their nice outfit, this tells us more about them than it does about the person they're complimenting. They have the capacity to see the good in others. They feel goodness inside themselves so they can recognize it outside of themselves. People who are celebrities or famous share stories of how they're treated differently by people who admire them and people who know their celebrity status versus people who think they're strangers. The difference in how they're treated is all about the person looking at them, not about them. One time I overheard someone saying that her mother-in-law was rude, that she was inconsiderate, and much too direct in her communication. She then went on to say how in her family, when she grew up, they never had uncomfortable conversations, that they beat around the bush a lot, and she believed that that was the right way to communicate and love others. Her opinion of having a rude mother-in-law had more to do with her childhood and family of origin experiences than anything the mother-in-law would say or do. This woman probably feels any direct and clear communication is rude and inappropriate, rather than kind and clear. The discomfort of the communication tells us about the woman hearing it more than about the one giving it in this situation. I work with clients who lose weight and people they have not seen in a while make comments, or my clients can see a flash of jealousy, a pang of insecurity cross the face of the person that they see. It would feel awful to think our successes, us reaching our goals, is actually hurting someone, to think another person's comment is a reflection of us. I work with my clients to see and handle the jealousy, to be considerate, and how to hold their shoulders high. What the other person thinks of them is a reflection of their ability to meet or not meet their goals. I remember a time as a young mother when I would compare myself to other mothers way too much. I can think of times I said things that were insensitive or revealed my insecurities. While at the time, I thought my comments were caused by the other overachieving mother friends, my comments were all a reflection of my own perceived shortcomings, my own insecurities. I have a very specific style in my home. I dress with a specific style. Think about your style in your home, how you dress, even how we parent. Some will accept it, admire it, and want to emulate us. Others will not. Our job is to like ourselves. Our job is to have awareness of our blind spots, our insecurities, know how we could be perceived, be sensitive and considerate, and yet always act in a way that's in integrity with our highest self. Now, please don't misuse this concept and think that we can walk around saying offensive things or acting in ways then not accepting responsibility for the impact our words, our actions, or inactions have on others. Rather, this concept, when used right, can help us quickly find grace and compassion for others. We can understand why others might like us, why they might not like us, why some make certain comments in defense that don't seem to make sense to us, why people may be triggered and we aren't. Also, how people can find good and grace when it's hard for us to do so. A girlfriend of mine told me how when growing up, her mother would sit in church and quietly pick apart many women in the congregation. I told her, "This makes me sad for your mom. These comments tell me everything about the harsh judgment she was giving herself and tells me nothing about the women she was sitting with. Our words reveal to the world our lens, our biases, our perspective, our limitations and capabilities. How we act and react says everything about us and much less about others. I hope this helps you keep control and remain calm when otherwise you could take offense or be defensive. If you would like personalized weekly private one-on-one coaching to remain anchored emotionally, sign up for a consult call at HeidiBenjaminson.com. A confident mother is the greatest gift to her family, not a perfect mother. Our families want us to feel confident, anchored, and calm. I can help you uncover this version of yourself. Have a great week.